Hello everyone. Today we are discussing another important theoretical question from the ISS Statistics Paper 4 2026 examination. And let me tell you one important thing about the ISS examination. Paper 4 is not merely about remembering the formulas. The examiner expects you to understand why different statistical tools exist and when each tool should be used. And today's question is one such example of that. Notice carefully, the examiner has asked us to compare the CUSUM control chart and the Shewhart control chart in the terms of the methodology and uses. And our answer should not simply define both the charts. We should explain how each chart works, that is the methodology, and where each chart performs better, that is the uses of the charts. Okay, so once you understand the comparison, you will never confuse these two charts again. Now, before comparing them, let us first understand one common point. Both the Shewhart chart and the SUM chart are tools of the statistical process control, that is the SPC. Alright, and their objective is exactly the same, to monitor a production process and detect whether the process is still in the statistical control or has shifted due to some assignable cause. Okay, so the destination is the same. The only difference lies in how they detect process changes. So think of it like two doctors trying to diagnose a disease. Okay, one doctor checks today's temperature only and another doctor studies the patient temperature over the last 10 days. Both want to detect the illness, but their methods are different. So exactly the same idea applies over here. Okay, now here is a question. Suppose your examination marks become like 70, 69, 68, 67, 66, 65, 64, 63, 62, 61. Every day's decrease is 1 mark. Okay, just 1 mark. Would your parents worry after the first test? Probably not. But after the 10th test? Definitely yes. So this is exactly the philosophy behind the CUSUM chart. Okay, it detects the small but persistent changes, whereas the Shewhart chart mainly reacts to the large sudden changes. Okay, now let us understand the Shewhart control chart. The methodology is very simple. Okay, each sample statistic, such as the sample mean, is plotted individually on the chart, and the chart contains the central line, that is the process mean, the upper control limit UCL, and the lower control limit LCL. Okay, so usually UCL is mu plus 3 sigma and LCL, this is mu minus 3 sigma. Okay, and every new observation is compared directly with these limits. So if a point falls outside the limits, the process is declared out of control, and thus the Shewhart chart depends mainly on the current observation without considering much information from the previous observations. Okay, so this idea is closely related to the hypothesis testing. Null hypothesis is the process in control. If one observation crosses the control limit, we reject the null hypothesis. Okay, so a Shewhart chart behaves almost like performing a new hypothesis test for every sample. Now, let us study the CUSUM chart. CUSUM stands for the cumulative sum control chart. Cumulative sum control chart. Okay, and instead of looking only at today's observation, CUSUM keeps adding the deviations from the target value. Okay, suppose today's deviation is plus 0.3 and tomorrow's deviation is plus 0.2, next day's deviation is plus 0.4. So CUSUM keeps adding them, 0.3 plus 0.5 plus 0.9 plus 1.3 eventually, and even though each individual deviation is small, their cumulative effect becomes large enough to indicate that the process has shifted. So therefore CUSUM remembers the history of the process. That is why it is much more sensitive to the small and the gradual shifts. Okay, now remember, CUSUM chart has no memory, whereas CUSUM chart has memory. Why? CUSUM chart looks only at the present observation, and CUSUM uses present plus all of previous deviations. Okay, so this single sentence can fetch the valuable marks because it captures the fundamental difference. So just remember this. Now, let us compare their practical applications. Look, see what chart is best for the large and sudden process shifts, simple implementation, like routine industrial monitoring and easy graphical interpretation. And CUSUM chart is best for the small process shifts, slow machine deterioration, continuous quality improvement, or the high precision manufacturing. For example, in the semiconductor manufacturing, even a very small shift can produce defective chips. And CUSUM is preferred because it detects these tiny changes much earlier than the CUR chart. Okay, so CUSUM and EWMA, that is the exponentially weighted moving average charts, belong to the same family. Both are designed for detecting the small shifts in the process parameters, and therefore whenever an examiner asks like which charts are sensitive to the small shifts, your answer should immediately include CUSUM and EWMA. Okay, so I hope now all the things are clear to you.